and what you're. Yeah, let's leave it there.
Shit.
Ooh, that's the first.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Ordinary Freaks. B and Eddie here, and this week's guest went from hating his corporate job to becoming the leading bag designer in the city. Founder of Believe in Your Utopia clothing brand, Peder Cho.
Hey.
Welcome to the show, man.
Man, fuck, it's great to be here, man. Like, you're tripping up over the Believe in Your Utopia. That's like a major thing. That's like why I changed my name
to Utopia.
Because it was just easier to say to people.
Mouthful.
It's
I mean, I really fuck with
it
the
definitely
Bayou.
has a cool meaning.
Yeah.
But it's like hard to tell people like, hey, what's your Instagram? And like, hey, it's BU. And they'd be like, BEY.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, no.
Bayou.
I'm like, oh.
I always say Bayou.
I know. It's like, I was like, I set myself up for an L right there. So I was like, let me just do
You should have just called it Ordinary Freaks.
Hey, man, that would have been some serious foresight.
All right, man. Well, do you want to start it off?
I feel great to be here. It's cool, man.
We're happy to have you here, man. So, going off that brand name, where does Utopia stem from? What led you to create this brand?
Yeah, so it's two questions there.
Yeah.
So, like, the Utopia comes from, it's like always being like to get to your best world ever, like the best Peder Cho ever is to only just be who I am. You know, to be you, you can reach your utopia. It's like kind of cliche and you hear it a lot, but it's like that I just came to the fruition. I was like, dude, if I really want to be happy, I just got to do what I want to do. And the utopia will come. It's like a movie.
That's dope. Yeah, that's so good. Well, all right. Well, I know I mentioned it. You just mentioned how you were just a shell of, of yourself, basically, in this job. Speak a little bit more about like that jump. Like, how did you decide to say fuck the job and pursue Utopia full time?
Dude, I had no idea I was gonna be able to do this. 2 years ago, I started this brand like just because I had a sewing machine. Like I learned how to tailor from my dad's company, and I was tailoring my own clothes, and I was, trying to ball on a budget,
Yeah.
So you
always looking fresh.
You always got to be fresh, but at the same time, we don't got no money. So it was, I would like take old shirts and mix them, match them together, and try to get fresh and be unique. And I was just making dope shit for myself, and then that started to kind of people. Started to gain notice of that and was attracted to that. So I started to sell those one at a time. The brand's growing a little bit. And I was just like, this is like going to be damn near impossible to scale though. Like keeping it one of a kind, handmade by me. I was like, dude, this is immediately a major roadblock in being like big time. But I was like, dude, I don't know. It's tight. I've never heard someone do it forever. Right. To try to do it. I'm like, well, let's give it a shot. I mean, whatever happens in the future can happen. But right now, my mission is to keep it all handmade, one of a kind by myself. And it got to a point when I switched into doing bags, when it would that whole business model started to make sense. Because now I'm making everything from scratch. There's 1 million shirts in the world. And it's just like, why do I care that you handmade that one compared to me buying it? It's like, the margin didn't really make sense with like some basic apparel things. And so when I transferred into bags this past summer, it was like there's that market is like more ready for that, either the price point or like knowing it's going to be handmade. So it's going to be that higher price point, like I just said. And I was like, this is going to make sense. And then obviously it's like kind of trendy, men's bags, but I was like, I feel like this is a trend that could be like here to stay because there is a definite need for it. And, I'm not just making men's bags, but you take the women's model of bags, transfer it over to men's model. If I can just really appeal to as many people as possible, handmade by me, and keep it one of a kind forever, there can be success there. So I was like, and I was getting a lot of orders, and I was just coming to a point with my job, working 40 hours a week, 8 hours of my day is gone. So then I come and I'm just doing as many bags as I can. I'm pumping out 1.5 bags a day almost, like doing 8 to 10 hours sewing. And I'm just like, life is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy only in my perspective because I'm doing so much shit, but on the outside perspective, I'm not doing shit because I'm just work at home,
Yeah.
but I'm just churning out bags. And then it's just like, it's like damn near unhealthy.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, it came to a point where it made sense where I had sales and I was getting more sales and orders. And I was like, this could work if I just got to do it. I just got to go for it. And there was never going to be a point when it was going to make sense for you to make the leap. Like we talked about the other day.
It never makes sense, no.
It never makes sense. You always got, oh shit, I got to get a new bumper. Damn, I just like rolled my ankle, I got to the hospital.
Right.
That's
Either
always
then,
going to
like,
happen.
people are like, okay, I got to have this much money in my safe account.
Yeah.
So that I have this much time. And then once you reach that, or you're about to, you're like, you know what?
You find a new reason.
I need to have a little more just in case. Like, it's always that
You find a new
excuse,
reason,
man.
exactly. Right? And there's a million reasons not to do it. I mean, I think we all said it. We're all 26, right?
Yeah. Right.
And, we both all started just doing this relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally found the thing, it's like, that's a blessing. And when you find it, you're like, I can go for it. And once you see that it's tangible and it's making a little bit of progress, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be tight.
Yeah.
And you can really get in your own head about it, but that's what it's all about. It's like, if you really believe in it, it's gonna come. Gravitation, like the whole like, everyone says it nowadays. It's like the speak it into existence.
Right.
It's super valid. It's like, I had 2 years ago, I was like, I was an accountant and I was just hooping. It's all I was doing. And then I was like, I want to be a designer. Like, dude, that's so dope. And like, obviously work for your own self. I was like, how the hell am I going to do that? I got no experience. Then it just happened. Like how I just told you the story.
Yeah.
Now, 2 years later, 2018, I'm 26, and now I'm a designer, and that's gonna sustain me full time, and that's just what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
It's like amazing.
Where did you mentioned some of your reasoning going from like one item clothing to bags.
Mm-hmm.
What was what made you, was it just like, fuck it, I want to try to design a bag?
Yeah, man.
And you liked it, or how did you decide to actually pursue that besides the margin and kind of the difficulty
like just like this, the purity of it, the genesis of it.
Exactly.
Shout out Genesis Renji. Shout out. But I transferred into doing accessories because I was doing all these shirts and these hoodies and these crew neck drops, and it was lit, but I just wanted to do something different, and I just wanted to have accessories that I would like if you go to events, you got hella accessories forever. Like just so you had them. And I was doing that and it was going well. And then I was doing a photo shoot with Weston Rich, another shout out. And that's my guy, but he always, whenever we do work together, it's like the barter system. Instead of like, here's $50, thanks, peace. Here, do this for me, I'll make this for you. Then return the favor, always one up each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I'll do this whole shoot for free, and the next one, if you just make me a chest bag. And this is in March. And I was like, I mean, I've seen those. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna make that, but I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. And I'm starting to do a little like, R&R research. No, not R&R, research and development, R&D.
R&D.
And I was like, dude, I think I can do this. And I made my first like box out of just fabric, one side like this, one side, and then the other two sides. And it just made sense. And I was like, oh shit, I got it. And I made a first few of them, and it was just super ass. Like, it's like 9 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours, and it's just not great. And I was just like, dude, this is tough. But then I got the feedback from it, and it wasn't even that dope of quality, but it was like a dope idea that we saw, and I took it into my level. It's definitely influenced, but I took that idea and made it to a valuable price point that we can do. And I was like, dude, this is gonna take me 10 hours to make each one. It's like almost stepping back from my whole plan of like how to scale this shit, because now it's gonna be even harder.
Right.
But I was like, the product is dope. I was listening to, I actually Sharon Barber, this guy I look up to, this designer in LA, he posted the other day saying something like, dude, regardless of however much time it takes, take your time to execute it. If you know, it's classic, round corners, you're gonna fall behind.
Right.
I was like, okay, I can just do that. If I make these bags all from scratch, all by me, from zero, it's gonna be dope. 10 hours each time. And then it's just refining that time, and it made sense. And I was like, dude, this is sick. Like, I don't see no one else doing this. Not even to be that guy, but I was like, this is separating me from anyone. And always trying to be always one of a kind. Like, I've never put out 2 of the same thing ever. And that's dope. Yeah. I don't know anyone that's done that, to be honest. I mean, like, there's other brands that have done it, but I don't know them. And I mean, I'm just like, I was a small community that, like, I was able to garner, and they fucked with me. And obviously, like, that's propelled me. It's like, I don't have like 10,000, 15, 20,000 followers. It's like, my shit is dope, but it doesn't have like the amount of eyes on it that I think it deserves, but that's fine. And because it's the tight-knitness of the family thing. Yeah, it's true, because it's like the handmade stuff, you all have to go through me, and we work on it literally collaborating on this bag for you. And this bag for you, it's literally your bag. You basically made it, and I just put it together. And I was like, this model can work, I think. So.
Yeah. Did you ever picture yourself working in this field, like as making accessories, tech bags, chest rigs, whatever you want to call them, as a kid?
Die.
Like, was that something that, like, young Peder Cho aspired to be? Like, I mean, when we first met, you talked about how fashion has always been a big influence of you, right? Like, I think you've always seen that as, like, something in culture that you always kind of kept really close to you.
Yeah.
But, like you previously just mentioned, like, you wanted to become a designer, but, like, did you actually think that was going to happen?
Dude, hell no. Dude, hell no, dude. Like, I always loved fashion because it's just, like, music videos. Like, I was just like, it's lit, dude. I want the jersey, I want the chain, I want everything. Yeah. Like, I don't even have hair necessary for it, but I want a fucking do-rag. But, and, you know, it was like, the fashion thing, to me, was just like second fiddle. Like, I never had the money for like super dope shit. So it's just like, you piece together what you had, and it was like, you made it look dope. Like, you just had some like normal ass like Nike trainers. You had some normal ass jeans. You had some, like a normal ass like hoodie, but you like would piece it together and be swagged out. But I never thought I could like flip it and be on the other end. I always knew some shit was gonna pop off in my life, and this might not even be it, you know. But there's some shit that's gonna pop off in my life that I'm gonna be able to reflect back and be like, holy shit, man, you did this all on your own. And you know, I gotta show a lot of love to my older brother, Peder Cho, CEO and founder of Unsplash. Without that guy, dude, like, obviously everything I've done, everything you guys have done, is all powered by yourself, for sure. People would say they influence you, especially when you blow the fuck up. People are gonna be like, oh man, remember I told you that idea? You should have done the podcast. That was me, remember I told you that? But it was all powered by you. But you know, the influence, who you looked at and was like, dude, that's dope. Those people are major keys. And I had someone in my home that I knew my entire life that blew up, skyrocketed. Like, he behind the scenes it's like a tech company, but I'm seeing firsthand that this guy can do whatever he wants. Hey, you want to go to France tomorrow? Yeah. You know, it was like so sad. Like, when I was working that corporate life, he'd be like, yo, I'm flying into Milwaukee, and we're from the Fox Valley. He'd be like, I'm flying into Milwaukee for Thanksgiving. You going to drive me back up and we can come back down? I'm like, yeah, but I can't do Wednesday. Like, I can't get my PTO that day. It's just like sad, dude. Yeah. It's like your life decisions are constricted by another life decision of their job. Yeah. What a paradox. On that note, I promised you guys this one thing. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, man.
We're a little late, but I promised you I was going to come here
What have we got?
with life's finest.
Oh, snap.
Andre. Shout out Andre Miller.
Yo, you did promise.
I just picked these up from Pueblos. I don't know if anyone wants any.
Man, I guess we got to do the honors,
But
bro.
we'll do the honors. This will be an Ordinary Freaks first.
Yes, it is.
I'm breaking my sobriety. So,
Oh, wow.
And it's on camera.
It's on camera. How
Let's do it.
freakish.
Only because this is a podcast. I promised. I completely forgot about it.
And you
Gotta
can
do this,
keep them coming, man. I'll keep going. I'll make them a little mess here, though.
At some point, shit, I forgot. You said you traveled to LA. You got a lot of exposure to really what can be done with your brand, what you can do, take things to the next level. Can you tell us a little bit about that trip, what you learned, and what you're... Yeah, let's just leave it there. Ooh, that's the first two.
That's going to be the blooper, bro.
Damn, I did not anticipate that. My bad.
No, you're good, bro.
Cameraman, can you keep rolling, but can you go grab some napkins from the toilet paper?
Damn, my bad, y'all.
No, you're good, bro.
Man. Just so you can wipe your hands and stuff.
My bad.
But yeah, man, let's talk about that
My
LA
bad,
trip.
yeah. Dude, so... What's funny, so like... Me and my girl were always like, we went to LA a year ago, and it was just to scope it out because we were like, we gotta be in LA, man. It's lit, you know. It was like no idea, never been there.
Still working that corporate job,
Still working the corporate job, and still paying my loans like an asshole. and that was a great trip. And then this year, like me and my girl always said, every year we're gonna go somewhere new. Yeah. And this summer has been insane with like the bags taking over my life. And so we were planning on gonna go to New York, and then I'm literally about to buy the ticket, the 2 tickets to. She's about to buy the 2 tickets. Not trying to front. She's about to buy the 2 tickets, and then I get a DM from this artist out in LA. His name's John Bourne. Another shout out. It's gonna be hella shout outs.
Yeah.
Cheers to Ordinary Freaks. Cheers to
Peder Cho.
Aldo and Sam. Yeah, sorry about that, bro. Hopefully it's all good.
There you
go. But anyways, I think we'll be fine. Get a nice little stick. My bad. So I got this DM from this artist John Bourne in LA. I'm like, I'm not really like that in tune with like a lot of art shit. Like I just started doing this just because I liked it. I'm not like that in tune with it. But I looked at his page. I'm like, dude, this guy legit. This guy's super legit. Why'd he choose me? But I'm like, dude, hell yeah, whatever. And you know, like through this whole process, like with starting a brand, you're gonna give away a lot of free shit. So I'm like, dude, hey Rhea, that's my girl. I was like, hey, let's go to LA, dude. Like I think we can link up with dude and like who the fuck knows, you know? Yeah. And she was like, okay. And we bought the tickets, and then a week later we're flying out to LA. I'm talking to John. I'm like, yo, let's link up, chop it up. I'll do another custom for you. Just wanna like pick your brain on some shit. Mm-hmm. He was cool as hell. He was painting a mural for a little smoke shop downtown LA. We landed, and like my Wi-Fi kicked in, and I got this Chase account alert. Classic. And I'm like, oh shit, damn dude, I don't get paid this week. I get paid next week. And I was like in debt, maybe like $200. I had no money. I was negative 200. I looked at my girl, and this is literally right when we landed. We didn't have no Airbnb booked, nothing. And I looked at her. I was just like, "Hey, how you doing on cash? Because I'm below strapped right now." Yeah. And that's the power of like relationships and having a team. People that will rock with you and then get you through shit. So she knew I was gonna pay her back, and that's all good now. But she was like, I got you. Like, let's do everything big on this trip. Whatever comes your way, let's get it. And so I was linked up with, I was like, tight, man. We linked up with John Bourne, and we're chopping it up. And we go outside, downtown LA, 6th Street, in the Fashion District. We're smoking a blunt outside, and these two dope-ass designers, I didn't know them. I'm saying dope-ass now that I reflect on it. But these two dope-ass designers just walking down, John knows them, we're chopping it up. He's talking about how he's about to do this crazy 9/11 exhibition in New York on 9/11. I'm just like, dude, who's this guy?
Right.
And he looked at my chest rig, the jersey one, the Lakers one, and he was like, dog, this shit lit. He's like, how much you selling these for? I was like, dude, I'm selling it for like $160. He was like, dog, you a fool, man. This should be at least be $250 minimum. And I was like, dude, I don't have that clientele though. And he was like, dude, you weed the shit out. Like I said earlier, whatever you say, it just will be. And I'm like, dude, if you just say the shit, and it will happen. So like, let me back up a little bit. I always message Sharon Barber. Like I'd always be like DMing him like a fangirl type shit. I'd always be asking him questions, and he was super responsive and telling me all these little ins and outs. And I was like, dude, how do I make something so dope but justify the price to these people that probably can't really afford it? And he's like, dude, you just gotta set your price and live your life. That's a quote. And I was like, okay, man. And I set my price, and like weeds out people, brings in new people, not because of the price, but because it's like, this guy says it's $250, like, and he's not budging. It's like, hey, how much for that soda? You'd be like, it's $5. Be like, oh shit, it's $5. And you'd be like, or it's like, hey, how much is that soda? You're like, I don't know, like $5. And I'm like, well, I could probably get it for $3 now because he don't even know. So it's just Sharon taught me to be firm, and John taught me to be firm, and it will happen. And I'm in LA, and I'm talking to John. I'm just like, I'm looking at his followers, and I'm like, oh, you know Sharon? He's like, dude, that's my guy. I better than know him. And I'm like, tight, man. I'm trying to be cool ass. I'm like,
not fangirl.
I'm like, that's lit, bro. and he's like, bro, I got you. And I didn't know what he's talking about. I go out to a restaurant with my girl, and then come back to link up with John, and he strolls into this shoe store, Holy Grail, downtown LA, and he walks in with Sharon, and I'm just like, dog, what the fuck? And they were like, yo, come on back. And he's like, I'm like, I seen his like whole workstation. I'm like, dude, I seen this like 1,000 times on Instagram. Right. Now I'm here. I go, like I said, a year ago, I go from going to the stores and being just a guy, and now I'm like behind the stores. I'm like, dude, just in a year, crazy. I'm like, just happening. I'm not even trying to do it, really.
Right, yeah.
All these other things are happening, check marks. And talking to Sharon, he's giving me tips and everything, and I was just like, dog, this is insane. And then we went to his show later that night, and I'm kicking it with him. I'm like, dude, this is a guy like I idolized in the bag world. Like, this guy a legend. And I'm just sitting there shooting the shit with him. I'm like, you cannot get these type of opportunities in certain areas. This is not gonna happen. Right. Also, add into that if you have a full-time job. Let's say I'm in LA that same time, but I had a full-time job. I can't link up with John at that time, midday. I can't smoke that blunt with him. I can't go link up with him and Sharon at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. I'm stuck in the office. That opportunity is priceless. And then I realized that I gotta go to LA. It's a fact. Like I said, opportunity is priceless. The ceiling is endless. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I gotta put myself in the best scenario ever to reap as much possibility as possible. The day I knew it was gonna happen, that the day I knew Utopia was gonna be like, this is gonna be my first jump off. Mm-hmm. June 19th, 2018. I'm doing a photo shoot with my girlfriend's little brother, Gibby. Shout out Young Gibbs, rapper. And then I get this email, and I see, I'll do like blank name, PR team. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, they asking for 5 different bags, all different colors. And I'm just like, I've been doing these bags for like 2 months. I got like 900 followers on Instagram. I'm like, who following me, you know? Right. And I look at the name again. I'm like, dog, is this a prank? Is someone clowning me? It was like Nick Cannon's PR team, bro. That's and it was Nick Cannon's PR team, and they said, we want 5 bags for the last season of Wild 'N Out, season 12 this year. And I'm like, yo. The day before that is June 18th. Good math. But I'm literally in my apartment staring up at my ceiling, like that 1,000-mile stare when you're just like, I'm staring at my ceiling, bro, and I just like yell at my girl, like, dude, nothing is changing. It's like I'm doing everything right. I know X amount of people aren't on my level. I know the product is dope. I know it, but it's not.
It's not jumping.
Nothing's jumping off. Nothing's popping. Less than 24 hours later, I got that email, and I was like, the universe works in mysterious ways, for real. That's one story. All these other stories, you know, there's a bunch of little ones, but that moment, when I got the email from Nick Cannon's PR team, was the moment I knew I was going to be lit. Yeah. At least.
It was a cosign, man.
Yeah, bro.
Made you believe even harder in yourself.
Exactly, and I was like, I made these custom bags for them. Like they said, it had my name on it. I was kind of skeptical. Like I don't think they're gonna wear them in the show because everything they wear is Wild 'N Out, right? Everything. And I'm just like, that's cool. I'm like, whatever, man. And especially at this point, I'm like, whatever happens with them. Like they said, they'll send me pictures or whatever. But I'm like, whatever happens at this point, it's a plus. That moment will live within me forever. Like that's dope. Like if you were a rapper. And Dr. Dre's like, yo, I seen your SoundCloud. I want a verse from you. Dude, you'd be like, when?
Right. Yeah, you send them 100 verses.
You send them 100 verses.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and he never puts any of them out. You wouldn't even be that mad. Right. You'd be like, whatever. That happened.
Right.
Yeah.
At least for me. You know, someone will be hearing this and be like, man, that's a bitch shit though. But I'm like, dude, that's a moment for you to be like, it's like milestone, crowning achievement moment.
Yeah. That's what I said, and I think we all need those milestones because even though, like you said, you believe in yourself, you believe in your product, but it's always good not as a validation, but as in like you said, it's a stepping stone. You know, take one step. All right, from here, there's 1,000 other opportunities that can.
That was a major step. That was like when Neil Armstrong said one step from
one small step from something.
Yeah.
Let's not quote that shit. We put that one up.
Yeah, another quote.
But it's like concussion protocol in the NFL. It's like one big hit can be major and like super fucked up for your brain, but it's the constant hits that really fuck you up. Mm-hmm. Flip it reverse. It's the constant people saying your shit's dope in like the DMs. They're not even buying shit. Dope. Those are the constant reminders you're lit. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be tight. Yeah. Then like the other analogy, the big hit, you got a concussion. Then the big hit was when you get an email from someone super popping and your life can change for the better.
Yeah. Right.
So really, really, really messed up analogy, but.
Continuing on with those steps, with that, you just said, I got to go to LA. You have, in this very moment, you're making those steps to make that a reality, right? So what was your goal? When we talked, was it by the beginning of next year or the end of this year that you're going to actually try to see if you can pull it off?
I like how you said that. Beginning of next year or end of this year. Same.
You could be there literally the 31st and be like, yo, I made it. Sure, I made it before my deadline.
Yeah, I like that. Super precise.
Precision, bro, precision.
Dude, it was, like I said, a year ago, we were like, we're going to move in LA. We're going to live in LA in 2019. And it was just like, whenever it's going to happen. And when I did the vacation trip there 2 months ago, changed everything. I said, it's got to happen now. It makes no sense to wait. So I started putting the pieces in the puzzle to do it. Quit my job 2 weeks after getting back from LA. Put my 2 weeks in, like damn near the same day I got back. Then I called my property manager. Me and my girl moved out of my apartment yesterday. We moved out of my apartment and moved in with her pops in Brown Deer, 20 minutes out of town.
Yep.
Like to the untrained eye, hella whack ass move. But I'm like, dude, I can save.
Yeah, gotta sacrifice.
Right. Save $500 there. I sell my whip, $200 there. I defer some of my loans, $800 saved there. Yeah. I put some 401k money to some other loans. I ex-nay about another 100 or two. Now I'm only left with, a couple $200 in like bills a month. Mm-hmm. And now food. Alleviated from all the bullshit. But now I live in Brown Deer with no car. So sacrifice. But taking the step back to get 2 steps forward. And then I'm going to take these 2 months, November, December, and assess in January. But the plan is to move in January. To where? Los Angeles. Exactly where? Not really sure. We'll figure that out. And it's just like, you just keep figuring the next move out. You have a 5-year plan. You have a 10-year plan. And you just start checking things off. They might come earlier. It might be like, oh shit, LA now, actually. Tomorrow. I might get a call tomorrow. Because now I position myself where I'm like a free agent. Because now I don't have a job and I don't have a job.
No, nothing's really holding you.
Nothing's tying me down now. Now I can go whenever. It's like, if you're transparent enough, people will be down to help you. And that's what I think I've learned throughout this process is like, I'm down to help damn near anyone. If you just like tell me. If you go any damn near anywhere in the world and you just like open up to someone and you're just like unapologetically yourself, that person's gonna you find common ground and they're gonna be willing to be more like relatable and helpful to you. Like, dude, your brain can really empower where you want to go. All your scenarios you manifested it. This ass amount of loans, this $100,000 debt loan I had from Marquette, I manifested it my whole life. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna figure it out. And then it just happened. Every situation we're in, I got a shitty ass car. Why? You did it. Mm-hmm. It's like sometimes you gotta take the accountability within yourself. That's a lot of I had to do. I was super financially terrible. Like, I work in finance, but my own finances are ass because I was just trying to enjoy my life too much. And 3, 4, 5, 6 years of doing that, you're really set back.
Yeah.
Shit's not gonna change in a day, 2 days, 3 days, 6 days. It took you 6 years to get there, to that really low point. It's not gonna be, boom, you out of there. Like, if you big and you
sometimes even takes longer.
Damn near it takes longer. But you manifested that for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like maybe an unpopular belief or something that people don't really want to admit, but that's something that I had to admit. Like, dude, this life that I don't like, it's only because of me.
I did it. Right.
It's like, you can be all situational, yeah, for sure. But within your situation, you can manifest whatever. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Cho here at utopia.us. Here's a little raffle contest for y'all. Make sure you follow Ordinary Freaks and utopia.us. Like this video and also comment 2 names. Your name will be entered for a contest for a free custom bag from no other than your boy Cho at utopia.us. Shout out Ordinary Freaks for putting this shit on. Milwaukee, we lit.
what advice will you give someone like straight out of high school, or maybe a junior or senior, that doesn't really know what they want out of life, but they might be like, yo, you know what, I'm like Peder Cho, I like little fashion, I could see myself as a designer of some sort. What would you tell that kid?
The best advice I never got.
Oh.
And yeah. It's and I can't even speak that it's profound or that it's game changing because I never did it. Mm-hmm. So I can't really say it, but I would advise, take your time, dude. Like, oh my God, dude. Let's see. I'm 26 now. I was 18. Immediately go to college because you're like groomed to do that your whole life. Go to high school, go to college, get a job, get a career. My life's basically over. Yep. And to me was like, we all fell victim to that. A lot of us did. Go to college. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hey, you're 18. What are you gonna do in 30 years, bro? What you gonna do, bruh? You'd be like, dog, I don't know. Yeah. The hell? I gotta make this decision now, and I gotta pay for it. And dude, I would say take that time. And a lot of people, like when I studied abroad, and it's like classic, whenever you study abroad, you always have to tell stories of when you studied abroad. But when
tell us about that time.
Tell us about that time. When I studied abroad, damn near every international student, they have that year break of when they try to find themselves, like 18, 19, 20, because you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do, dude. Like, I'm thankful for how my life happened because I wouldn't be where I am now, whatever turn, butterfly effect. But man, what the fuck was I gonna say? Sorry.
You forgot about the advice, bro.
Yeah. Okay, the advice I would say would be to take your time. Like, everyone's gonna look at you sideways too if you don't go to college because everyone else is going to college. But in the grand scheme of things, I went to college. I'm 26. I got friends who didn't go to college, 26, who made more than me, just working a factory job, or like working, or even hustling on their own. That's a better example. But to be the same age and it's like there's no difference. Let's say you didn't go to school and whatever, you're selling North Face hats, and I went to school and I'm an accountant. You're making the same amount of me, or like take home. Now I got all this fucking debt. Take home is the same amount as me, but you don't have the debt. It's like your life. You're much more happy than me, for sure. Maybe, financially, at least. I don't know, like your burdens or nothing, but like, and that would be my advice, would be just take your time and don't worry what people are going to think of you right away when you make your own decision. Yeah. Sorry, I can get off on like real tangents, my bad.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. What's the best advice you've gotten, and who did it come from?
Man. Damn, dude. I got this like whole cork board. I had it at my crib. Now it's at that studio of like classic one-liners.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z said, I'd rather die enormous than live dormant. That's how we on it. Like, I would, go big. Sharon Barber told me, set your price, live your life. Basically, let it come to you. Mm-hmm. He also said, take your time. Like, the time is inevitably going to pass, whether you do the shit or not. Yeah. So you might as well do the shit.
It doesn't matter how much it takes.
Yeah, and then the best. Okay, this is it for real. Like my dad said to me, this is like way not even business related. Was at the end of it's classic. Like, I bet a lot of dads might have had this conversation with their kid or something. It's like, at the end of the day, it's one man versus one man. Like, when I was in high school, I got kicked off the basketball team because I was like smoking, and I was like super like salty about that, and I would be like damn near nervous or like embarrassed when I would see the coach and shit, because he worked at the high school, and like I felt like damn near he was talking down on me and like condescending, and I would be like super like bitch mode, but like I was like 17, and then my dad was just like, at the end of the day, he is classic. He is no more than a man than you are, and that puts shit on equal playing level. Like, who are you to tell me to talk down to me? And that can be applied to a lot of different things. Like, people will hit you up, yo, bro, let me get this hoodie. Like, I got a dope ass platform, I can hook you up. Like, there is value in that, but at the same time, that doesn't guarantee you anything. So this is just some guy asking you for free shit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so that's not really like the strongest analogy, but like, is that basically, hitting home that like the equality of man, it should be prioritized.
If you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and where would you take them?
Oh God.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. Just because I love to talk, I'm gonna give you 3 answers. One, I'm gonna say what you want about the man. I'm going out to dinner with Kanye West, and I'm just gonna let him rant. We're going wherever he wants to go, and then now on the serious tip. LeBron James, easily LeBron James. I would go to, and let me see here. I would go to like a really nice like steakhouse or like someplace where the food is gonna take a long ass time.
Good call.
Yeah,
so you can actually talk.
So I could talk to a legend, bro. I'm gonna get some red wine. I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, I got 20% of the bill. You got the rest.
Dine and dash, bro.
Dine and dash. But dude, I mean, that's the epitome of greatness. I mean, I relate everything to basketball, dude. It's just like sports. It's the willpower to know you're the best and continue to keep going. The willpower to be like, I made it in the league. Now there's a difference between being an NBA player, being a star. There's a difference between being an all-star and a star. There's a difference between a legend and an all-star. That man, that guy's a G, dude. So it's like, and he's had so much attention on his entire life, dude. And especially in this realm of social media, no slip-ups.
Right.
Sorry, we got to give a shout-out to the women. I would definitely go with, changes things. There's too many women. I'll go with my girl.
There you go. There you go.
That's a smart answer.
Smart move, my man.
That's
Smart
a smart
move.
answer. I don't know if that's an honest answer, but that's a smart answer.
Smart move.
She got look.
Takes a sip of the Moscato.
She got to see this, and she gonna say, "That's the honest answer, right?" Yeah, that is. Yeah, but yeah.
Fair enough. For our last question, title of our podcast, our brand is Ordinary Freaks. It's up to interpretation. Of course, from 1 to 10, how weird are you? How much of a freak are you? And why?
Dude, 10 out of 10 all day, man. I'm like not afraid at all to do whatever I want to do, especially now.
Yeah.
Especially I don't have to report to my boss.
Right.
Like now it's 24/7 me. I can be me at all times. I can say, bro, I was thinking about growing my beard like that, but I can see, I don't know if you got the goatee to fill it in,
Yeah,
that type shit.
doesn't.
See, mine don't really either. Mine kind of does, but
you're the stash
I just grow it.
helps
I
it,
grow it a
man.
little longer,
Yeah, I know.
See, freakish. So just to be weird as shit and say whatever the fuck you want at any time.
Yeah.
Because now we have a slightly deeper bond.
Exactly.
It's powerful, man. So 10 out of 10, man. And that's the best way to live it. Just to literally be yourself, be fucking weird, be that ordinary freak, because we're all ordinary people, but everyone is weird and everyone's got their own weird shit going on with them today. It's extremely dope.
Exactly.
And believe in your utopia.
There it is.
Bam.
Bam.
Before we let you go, dude, where can people find you?
Y'all can find me at like my address or something.
Out in Browndeer somewhere.
Y'all can find me on the streets. At utopia.us is the Instagram. Utopia_US is my Twitter page, newly established, 19 followers. It's lit.
Get it.
And where else? We have a website. This is it's an older name, but it's still current. BIYUproducts.com. You can there's a link also in our Instagram account. But basically Instagram. It's a pretty visual platform that I put everything on. So at utopia.us, hit your boy, Cho Money, signing off. No.
Cho, thanks for coming through, bro. We
Hey, man.
appreciate it. Eddie, thanks for hosting again. Ordinary Freaks, we'll see you guys next time.
Ordinary Freaks is lit. All right, I messed up your sign off. Say that again.
Nah,
Okay.